Average modern car, plastic, plastic, plastic.
I've had this car for 4 days. 4 days. And it already stopped working.
If you have a Kia, they literally return it.
Now, does anybody want to explain to me why a brand new car is missing features?
Ugliest SUV I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Millions of Americans are returning their brand new cars, and it's not because they changed their minds. Owners are walking away from vehicles worth tens of thousands of dollars over problems that shouldn't exist in a car fresh off the lot. Before we get into it, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming.
A dealership in Utah wouldn't return a man's car, so he decided to return it himself.
Whoa! Oh, shit.
Call the cops!
This happened at the Tyndale Mazda in Sandy, Utah on Monday morning when an angry customer decided to plow his Subaru Outback through the front door glass at full speed. According to Sandy police, the man brought the car earlier in the day and drove off, and then later realized that it had mechanical issues. So he immediately called the dealership demanding a refund, but they turned him down, saying that the car was bought as is. He then threatened to drive through the dealership's front door if they wouldn't give him his money back, and then shortly after at 4 p.m. he did exactly that. According to the arrest report, there were about 7 salesmen near the front door when Murray drove through, but thankfully nobody was injured during the incident, but the dealership suffered an estimated $10,000 in damages.
If you want a brand new XC90 or XC60, you might run into this issue. As you can see, the car is running. This is a 2026 plate XC90, and the screen is completely black. I don't know what it is about brand new Volvos, but the screens have constant issues. The actual car itself, really great car. Really do like them. But so many XC60s and XC90s freeze and black screen like this. Normally, the way to solve that is either hold down the play pause or hold down this little line at the bottom of the screen. It takes about 20 seconds, it does a hard reset, and problem solved. But I've tried that on this one, and literally nothing happens. The screen doesn't move, it stays black, this screen doesn't reset, which means you can't see anything in the car. Obviously, the speedometer is still working, so you can drive it. Your infotainment, your phone connectivity, your radio, none of that works. None of the car settings are accessible because everything is done through the screen. Which means this car is now gonna have to go back to main dealer. The car's only done 4,000 miles, and it's already got an issue like this. This is not a rare issue either. Expect to run into this if you have one of these cars. I reckon 1 in every 5 or 10 that I see have this issue quite often. I've still no idea what causes it. Anyway,
we just bought this all-new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, and after only 27 miles, the transmission's already giving us issues. You can actually hear the issue. As you could probably hear, when you take off from a stop, it feels like the transmission isn't engaging properly and is slipping. So we're off to the dealership to see what's up.
If you have a Kia, they literally return it. Don't even get it. Don't even think about it. Okay? Because it's not worth it. The Kias are terrible. The Kias are so bad. And I've been in traffic. And my windshield wipers don't work. And I'm staring at my dashboard and there's a fucking cut in my thing. And it's bothering me. And every place I go is like, oh my gosh, your car is okay. No, it isn't, okay? You had my entire car stripped down to literally the chassis and the frame. The chassis and the frame! My car isn't even a year old! My car will be a year old on this Sunday. It's Friday, okay? I don't even have 7,000 miles on this car. I literally don't have it. Okay? I'm sad and I'm sick of being pushed around and telling me that there's nothing wrong with my car. Because clearly there's something wrong. Clearly there's something wrong. And Kia Corporate, you suck. You literally suck.
And we are not only talking about glitches here and there, as well as reliability, but the situation even gets worse to the point where your safety is compromised. No way you can trust your life in these cars.
See this little Ford logo right here stamped on this thing? 2021 Ford Bronco just finished the water pump at 60,000 miles. Check this out. Would you buy something like that? I think I would rather get in a car crash using my toolbox.
Average modern car, plastic, plastic, plastic. I mean, even this tailgate has a lot of composite. Meanwhile, old school vehicles, pretty much everything, I mean, that's not metal, but the rest of it, But Ben, plastic doesn't rust.
You would imagine BMWs are better, but they are not safe either. They suck.
This is how you know you bought a quality car right here. This right here. Keep in mind, this car only has 25,000 miles. It's built in 2020, so it's only really like 4.5 years old. But look at this. Look at the seat bolster. Look at how worn it is. It's already coming apart. Wow. The chrome back here is all starting to peel apart. This car is kept in the garage. As you can tell, like, no one sat back here, ever. And the chrome is already starting to peel. Oh my. According to Corvette owners, it's super rare because it's one of 750. So, at least it's rare. And it has a manual transmission, which, I mean, you gotta love. But why is it built so poorly? 25,000 miles in 4 years. And it's literally falling apart.
How really does this even make sense? How can a 20-year-old car be way better in so many ways than a brand new car from the lot?
And these are some of the models that were iconic years ago that we thought were bulletproof, and now this is what's replacing them. I don't care if it's Hyundai or Kia or Honda or Ford or Chevy or Dodge. All the offerings they have in 2018, 19, 20, 23, they're getting to be junk. I've talked to some of my friends, Cameron from DC Motor Works, or even Johnny the Car Ninja, and how we frequently talk about how the newer cars, Mercedes, Audi, it doesn't matter the brand. They're garbage. They're absolute garbage. There are so many plastic parts on them, and the engines are designed basically to fail. They're making the timing chains, the turbos, the parts, all the different things on it. They tweak it with their engineering to say this will last 100,000 miles. That's good. We don't need to go any further. We don't put another dime into it because the CEOs need their $50 million bonus at the end of the year, and we don't dare cut into that. That's kind of what's going on, I think. Maximum profit. They built you a car, yes it runs, yes it drives. Will it be around in 30 years? Hell no.
But you would imagine if you are about to get a Toyota that's better. I mean, they have been reliable for decades. Well, let me break it for you. They are absolutely not left behind.
It's sad to say, but these new Toyotas, they're just not as reliable as they used to be. And now with the prices being so much more expensive than they used to be, like this Corolla Cross non-hybrid, $32,500 for the MSRP. I mean, this is just like a bare bones type of car. Yeah, you could say it has like leather seats, but it's really just a bare bones car. But the biggest problem is when you come under the hood here, these new drivetrains just are not it. First off, the CVTs, which we all know, a regular CVT, no bueno, no bueno, no good. New cars are so unreliable. This Toyota already has 10,000 miles on it. And guess what? It's already broken. Look at that. It's out of windshield washer fluid. Tell me why that notification, right, tells you to call the dealership, hit details, or dismiss. It's out of windshield washer fluid. That's the only warning light on the dash. Why do I need to call the dealership? Because I need $4 worth of windshield washer fluid in this car. They're just building these new cars to last you a couple years. Get them right outside of warranty. I mean, look at that. They're putting 0W8 motor oil in. This is a CVT transmission. Nothing about this Toyota is built to last anymore. You can say, why then buy something new? Let me show you what happens when you buy used. But it's all rusted out. That's the one downside to living up north. If you don't take care of your car like the previous two owners did, no fluid film, no cavity wax, this stuff just rusts out. There's literally no rockers on the driver's side. The back quarter panel's rusted out. The side of the truck looks like it was used in the demolition derby. And the passenger side is just as rusted out as the driver's side.
It all cuts across. Either you are getting a Toyota, Renault, Hyundai, a KIA, or an X3.
This may be the worst new car I've seen. I thought it was the Fiat 600, but this is worse. This is so much worse. This is a 2025 Renault Symbioz. I don't know what it's called, but it looks like that. And this is the cheapest, creakiest, wobbliest interior I've ever felt in a car. I genuinely cannot believe it. Other Renaults are not this bad. The Renault 5 I reviewed the other day, actually okay. This center console, I don't know if you can see, the whole thing moves side to side. No other car I've been in moves that easily. Just have a listen at some of the parts of the interior I moved. Granted, there aren't as many things that squeak as there is in a CLA, but the things that do move move badly. I'm sorry, but when you're using this gear shifter, the whole thing you can feel moving side to side. That is not acceptable on a new car. Also, can we take a look at this gear shifter? Kind of looks like a Power Ranger or a droid from Star Wars. It doesn't flow with anything else in the car. This is also a very ugly piece of trim. It looks like it's meant to be a button, but it serves absolutely no purpose. Like all Renaults, the key is this card, and it is absolutely rubbish. It feels cheap, and also it doesn't fit in your pocket. Believe it or not, this car actually has a Harman Kardon sound system. Out of the box, it sounds awful. It literally sounds like the music's coming out of a tin can. But if you go into the settings of the car, you can adjust it, and it sounds reasonably good. But I don't really understand why it sounds so bad standard. Now, the last thing I don't understand is Alpine seats. You know, Alpine, the F1 team. Why is there an Alpine logo on this family SUV seat? Like, actually looking at the seat, it looks quite sporty and nice. But why? Why is it sporty? The car looks like this.
Anyone actually buying these Hyundai Santa Fe's? I mean, this is like the ugliest looking car I think I've ever seen. The only thing that interests me in it is this little cubby spot right there. And the rest of it, I just couldn't give a care about. But like, what is this?
You guys told me don't get a Kia. Told me don't get a Kia. What did I do? I got a Kia. I got the 2024 Kia Telluride. This thing's not cheap, but I like the way that it looked. We have some friends who have it. They love it. I said, screw the negative public opinion. I'm just gonna go for it. I've had the car maybe 2 months. Month 1, the passenger door handle falls off. Sorry, it doesn't fall off. It was hanging by a wire. I chalked it up as a random defect. They fixed it quickly, no problem. A week later, I'm driving and suddenly my entire dash lights up. My speedometer stops working. So no matter how fast I'm going, it says 0. The lights on my shift don't work, so I don't know if I'm in park or in drive. It also doesn't change on the dash. Lose power steering, so the car becomes very heavy. And then it'll fix itself, sometimes after 5 minutes, sometimes after 2 hours. Obviously, it's only 2 months old. Everything's under warranty, so I make an appointment to have it fixed. I had to postpone it. It was supposed to be last week. I had to postpone it. I was gonna call back today. But this morning, I have to drive to a prenatal appointment because not only do I have a toddler that I have to get places, but I'm also 7 months pregnant. And I'm just minding my business in my new car. What happens at the stop sign? My car just stops. It's still on, but again, the dash lights up, and now my car is locked in drive, but it's actually in park, so I can't go anywhere, and the stick shift is locked. So it's rush hour, it's in the morning, I have to put my hazards on, I have to open my window, and I just have to tell people, go. There's school buses. I have to cancel my prenatal appointment. $140 for a tow to the dealership that's 5 minutes away. Oh, and I forgot the best part. When I was getting this car, everyone's telling me, be careful, the driver's seats are catching on fire. 400,000 Tellurides were being recalled because the seats were catching on fire. So they were telling people, don't park it in your house because then it can catch your house on fire. So as I'm getting this car, I tell them, my car's not part of the recall, right? I'm not gonna have to bring it in. No, ma'am, no, we're not allowed. We're legally not allowed to give you a car that is part of the recall. What do I get in the mail a month after I got the car? Your car is part of a recall for seats catching on fire. So please bring it in so that we can fix it and you hopefully won't die.
And it's not just the build quality, it gets worse when it comes to the maintenance.
Here, do modern vehicles need more or less maintenance? And specifically talking like 2020 and above versus early 2000s.
This is gonna be more, and I'm about to explain a little bit why. So you don't want it to be super technical?
Yeah, you don't have to go over the top, but throw in a little bit.
We used to rarely do timing chains. Okay, every car needs spark plugs, every car needs belts, brakes, you know, maintenance items, tires, high-wear items, what have you. Timing chains now are becoming routine maintenance, which is crazy, but I'm about to explain why. So any GDI that has came out, that's gasoline direct injection, all of them consume oil like no other. Before, we would not see cylinder wall scoring, you wouldn't see skirt drag, you wouldn't see any of that. Unless it was super high mileage, like over 200,000 or approaching 200,000 miles, then that's normal because any metal component will wear over time, right? That's why it's important to change your oil. So now, all what we have done is we have put a fuel pressure washer down in every single cylinder, literally. So instead of the fuel, you know, cleaning off the backside of the intake valves, we have put high pressure fuel systems directly into the cylinder. And so that pressure washes potentially oil that's off of those cylinder walls, which is needed to lubricate rings, okay? So where am I going with this? They consume oil like no other because of stuff like that, okay?
At the end of the day, a car this expensive shouldn't feel like a gamble. But right now, that's exactly what buying new has become. If this happened to you, drop your story in the comments. We want to hear it.